All right, guys, vintage cube number 5 here. What do we think of this pack? I do like a Consecrated Sphinx. I also think Garrick is quite powerful. Consecrated Sphinx or Garrick? My money's on Sphinx, I think. Garrick is quite good, though. I'm going to pick up Sphinx here. If anything, it pitches to Force of Will, which we're probably not going to get, but... Nor is it per se, like, phenomenal in this cube. It's good against certain decks. So Consecrated Sphinx can go into many decks. Go in Reanimator, go in just like Drago, go in Blue-Green. Which after passing a Garrett, which is easily the second best card, I think, in that pack. And pick one, pack one. Easily the second best. There are certain cards that have high upside with certain high synergy decks. Mana Drain? I mean, there's also Crater Hoof, but like Mana Drain is just a bomb, right? Like, in Cryptic Command could even come around because like no one really wants to play like just straight up mono blue. If it doesn't, like there's an Impure Recruiter, Electrolyze, which is pretty good. Oblivion Ring if we go blue white. I mean, it's an easy Mana Drain because Mana Drain into a Consecrated Sphinx is like, even if you don't win that game, like you won it morally, I think. All right, so this pack, Ojutai, not a huge fan of that card. Council's Judgment's a good blue white card. I think Deceiver Exarch is the speculative pick. Ojutai's a fine card too, though. I'll pick up the Deceiver. Alright, I'll pick up the Jace, I think. I'm just going to stay blue. Like, Thoughtseize is really good. Demonic Tutor's fine. The Everflowing Chalice is quite good too. And I don't mind Solemn, but I'll probably wheel something out of that pack. Blink of an Eye. Sun Titan's fine. I don't really want to branch into two colors. I don't think this is a Frantic Search deck. White is fairly open. Sun Titan's a fine 6, but I already have a decent 6. I'm going to pick up the Interaction, I think. It's Interaction / card draw. And it also allows me not to commit to another color. And Frantic Search is not like... If I'm going to be like mono blue, which would be sweet, like I'm not going to play Frantic Search in that. Frantic Search is like a Storm or a Reanimator card pretty much exclusively. I guess if you like had a really bad deck, like a Trainwreck, you could pick it, and play it, and sometimes it would get you there, but it's card disadvantage, so you're always down a card from it. I guess it works in High Tide. High Tide Storm could be good in. All right, well, waiting on the two fellows behind us. And waiting on one. All right, Moto. Next pack. Opposition's a potent card, but in blue-green. Gifts Ungiven is actually interesting because it would let us go into Reanimator. I haven't seen a ton of support for Reanimator. Could also take to Ready, but we don't have a lot of artifact synergies. I don't have, like... Green, I think, is going to be gone because there was a Garrick and then, like, a Crater Hoof. I think I'm going to take Gifts. I'm not like ecstatic about running it, but like it can do some powerful things. I think it was the right pick there too. Like Gifts is hard to run in the cube because Gifts is such a build around card that like it's really more of a constructed card. But another cool archetype we could go into with what we've currently got, if we start picking up like fast mana, is we could go into like like High Tide Storm. What goes best in that? Memory Jar, but like actually Necromancy is I think the pickup here because. Gifts is really a blue-black card if you're going to play it more fairly. Grim is fine. Firebolt is fine. Those would go with the Deceiver Exarch. Well, the thing is, if I'm seeing Grim Lavamancer and I'm seeing Firebolt, not that either are extremely great cards, that could mean red is a little more open. And if that were the case, I think I would rather have my first Firebolt over my first Grim Lavamancer. Necromancy is obviously extremely potent, though. Pick up the bolt here. Not a fan. Well, Magus of the Moon is really bad in the cube. I'm going to pick up Empty the Warrens, and it's possible that we even play it. All right, well, this is an easy pick. It's just a Chain Lightning here. Just removal. All right. Well, Imperial Recruiter, if we do get into a Kiki Jiki combo, is part of the combo. Electrolyze is also quite good. Yawgmoth's Will could allow us to go into Empty the Warrens deck, but I didn't get a ton of support for that. All right, Sweltering Suns or Turnabout or Timely Reinforcements. Sweltering Suns is a fine sideboard card. I'm just going to pick up the Ritual here just in case we do end up wanting to go into Storm. Pick up the Bolt here. So blue dried up, but I mean that's to be expected. So Twin Storm. Is Twin Storm a deck? Can we do Twin Storm? That'd be sweet, right? So Blink. I don't have enough like cheap spells though. Like Twin Storm would be sweet. This is a pretty cool like blue-red shell though. All right, Cough. I may even play that in this deck. Like, you produce a lot of red mana. I mean, the ultimate is very good. It's worse than Chandra is. I mean, I'd rather have Chandra in a control deck. All right, Grim is fine. I'll play that in this deck. All right, so red is fairly open. Not 100%. We saw Zergo there. Like, Zergo is the better red deck wins card, I think, than Chain Lightning. But Chain Lightning's the stay open pick. All right, so what do we have here? Not a lot of good blue. Well, Snapcaster's pretty good, and Spire Bluff Canal is fine, but I think it's a pretty easy Snapcaster mage here. Especially considering we have like all these bolts, and then we have Blink of an Eye is fine, Mana Drain, Gifts even. Alrighty, Sneak Attack is interesting. I don't have a good Sneak Attack target yet, but like let's think about it. So. Thirst for Knowledge, there's no artifacts in the deck, so it's not really that great. Polluted Delta just is the neutral pickup, but the high power pickup is Sneak Attack here. And, if we get into like a Sneak and Show style deck, that could be pretty cool. Obviously, it goes better in like Reanimator or Storm. Recurring Nightmare is also quite potent. I'm going to pick up the Sneak Attack, I think. Right, Pyretic Ritual is the Storm pickup. Tendrils. My mana's just not good enough to do Tendrils. I'd have to do, like, Empty the Warrens or something like that. With 6 creatures in the deck, I'm going to pick up a Repeal here. It's just like a neutral pickup. I don't think this is a Delver deck, at least not yet. It could play Delver. I'm not a huge fan of Cloth either. Sneak Attack was speculative there, but I think it's worth speculating on because the power of the card is just so huge. Like, if you just get, like, a couple big dudes and you have Sneak Attack and you can get to it, it's pretty good. Although it would make the deck a little bit dyslexic due to the fact that we don't... Like, if we did end up going Twin... I hate that we draft Twin a bunch, but I do think Blue-Red is, like, probably still... Like, alright, so, like, the best Storm decks are better than Blue-Red, and, like, the best, like, Blue-Green... Like, that deck that we were playing, a deck that I played, like, a while back that had... All right, what do we think here? Wheel is interesting. I think I'm just going to pick up Pestermite. Wandering Fumarole is also worth consideration. But having 2 of these, like, if no one's picking these up, like, there's a good chance that the combo's still in the cube. Okay, well, Palinchron is interesting from the standpoint that... Well, I'm not going to play Fire Blast. That's a given. That's just a kill spell for red deck wins. And, like, Hellrider is just very mana-intensive in red. So Palinchron Sneak Attack is an infinite mana combo, like, that could get there. I'm going to try it. All right, so Burst Lightning is probably the pickup. Wasteland's not bad. Phyrexian Revoker is also not bad. But I'm going to pick up Burst Lightning here. Okay, Azealous Conscripts. Yeah, I'm going to pick that up. Very, very good card. Gifts probably needs to get out of here at this point. So we have like a perfect shell for a Twin or a Kiki Jiki. Chain Whirler is probably a bit too much. For the mana of this deck, but I think Fiery Confluence is quite good. Thing in the Ice is also not bad, but I'm going to pick up Fiery Confluence here. I don't mind a Misty. I'd rather have Mana Confluence. Misty's probably better. Well, Misty can get this. I'm going to pick it up. Burning of Zinnia we're not doing. Or Zinnier. We're at 17. We have a very good twin shell. So what kind of cards do I like? I wouldn't mind on a Braid, Twin, and Kiki Jiki. Like, two ways of dealing with artifacts. We already have the one in Fiery Confluence. Or if we even got, like, Ancient Grudge, I could play that and just put the Taiga in there to splash for the flashbacks. That would be fine. We'd like some more counter magic, too. We only have one counter spell right now. The Cryptic Command did not come back. So I'm kind of shocked by it because it's a very heavy blue requirement. All right, so let's look at this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards that flip Delver. I mean, it's probably just better than Pyretic Ritual. Where does destroy artifacts, though? I think I can do better than that, though. I'll put a Delver in for now. Although I'm not extremely excited with, like, 7 things that flip it to play it, but it's not the worst card ever, either. Watering Fumarole is a good pickup. We're not a Wheel of Fortune deck. That is a complete combo card. I mean, I guess we are trying to build a combo shell, but, like, not that kind of combo. That's like cast a bunch of cheap spells combo. That goes with the Empty the Warrens, Gifts Ungiven, and Desperate Ritual in our sideboard. Alright, Hellrider, I suppose we could do that. Alright, Recruit of the Guard. If we want to splash, I mean, Recruit of the Guard's fine with the twin combo. It'd be hilarious if, like, there's no Splinter Twin and, like, no, alright, this thing's a fine Red Deck Wins card. I mean, we could be playing Red Deck Wins at this point, too, right? We're very close to that. I'm not going to give up my blue cards at this point, though, I don't think. Alright, we got one more pack, and the deck looks pretty good so far. I mean, it's missing, it's kind of like a nut straight, right? Like, I'm trying to get, we're saying that, and then there's Kiki Jiki. We're certainly playing Kiki Jiki. Mana Leak is awesome. I would love to have that. High Tide's a great combo card. Plateau gets the Recruiter, I suppose, but it's easily Kiki Jiki here. There's not really a question there. I'd probably rather have Twin because it's just faster. Treachery. I have a lot of burn, but I think I like Treachery, actually, in this deck. Another 5, but it's not really a 5. It's really a 0, right? I mean, if it works. The Dragon's not bad either. Alright, we're not playing Jackal Pup. Oh, but Venser's quite good. So is Wooded Foothills. I'll play a Venser. Okay, Manic Vandal is a great way to remove artifacts. Mizzium Mortar is a good sideboard card. Gush is meh. Gush is combo, really, only. I mean, I guess you can draw with it late game. I'm going to pick up the Manic Vandal, I think. Yeah, I think I like that. Alright, 4 spikes. Steam Vents? Yeah, Steam Vents is looking great. Pick that up. I mean, I'm pretty close on playables, so like I feel like I can afford to take some good mana here. And even if I just get a few more burn spells, this deck can function. This deck looks cool. Like, Splinter Twin would just be, like, awesome. Like, Splinter Twin plus, like, 2 more counter spells would be, like, this deck would be perfect. That's why that Mana Leak was kind of hard to pass up on, but I mean, I can't pass up on the infinite combo with Kiki Jiki, Mirror Breaker. And we even have, like, Imperial Recruiter to find Kiki Jiki, which is pretty awesome. 3 combo pieces with it. We have Zealous Conscripts, Deceiver, Exarch, Pestermite. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I want to play Delver either. Delver's kind of meh. Especially after spending my last 3 picks on creatures. Makes it significantly worse. Some like library manipulation or card draw would be bad either, like Ponder, Preordain, Brainstorm. Brainstorm probably the least of which because I only have 1 fetch land. I guess I do have a shuffle effect in the form of Imperial Recruiter, which is pretty good. But yeah, otherwise I can't really shuffle, can I? I think Grim is more main deckable than Delver of Secrets. I don't even per se mind a Grim main. I mean, it does let you chip away, and this deck does have like one of those random win cons where like folks like are often afraid to like not leave up removal or counter magic, and like you can just chip away at them and like eventually force them to tap out or deal with the stuff that's chipping at them, and then like just combo them out to get more draws. Kind of like how it used to play out in Modern. This deck could run a Koth too. All right, like we were talking about, like Vendilion Click's pretty sweet too. But Incinerate's quite good. No, I think it's Vendilion Click here. Vendilion Click's pretty cool. Greaves. Alright, FTK or Char. I think I like FTK a little bit better. Time Twister's kind of cool, but I have a lot of little removal spells right now. Like, I don't think Char does anything distinguishable. All right, well, I'm going to pick up Daze here because Daze is just, Daze is better. Well, oh, wait, Volk? Damn. Damn, guys. So I'm at 26 minus 3, 23. I really want one more playable. I'm going to pick up the mana. Yeah, Daze is worse, obviously, in Vintage Cube. But, I mean, come on. And Fire Ice is a fine substitute. I mean, it's not a counter spell, but it does tap things down and buy time. Gitaxian Probe's kind of cool. I think I would play Gitaxian Probe before I play Delver. I mean, not that I can really counter a ton. All right, Wooded Foothills, yeah. Mizium Mortar, sideboard, yeah. All right, so we're 30 minus 4, 26, so we're going to cut the Delver. Delver's just not that good. Maybe cut like Grim Lavamancer. Grim Lavamancer's kind of margin. He's a good sideboard card. So we're 28 minus 4, 24. And then play 16 lands. Or I want to play 17 in this deck. What do I have for draw? That's kind of the question. Arid Mesa? Man, like my mana is great. I have 3 ways to fetch my 2 dual lands. I'd play Brainstorm in this deck, and it'd be probably pretty decent. So we have 16 here at 23. It'd be a 17 land deck. I don't have a ton of draw, which means 17's a little more dubious, but I have 3 fetch lands, which means I can thin out pretty fast. And then Char. Well, actually, yeah, this allows me to play 16 lands. Am I comfortable with 16, though? 16's a little lighter. Can probably sideboard the Char. I think I do want to be a 16 or 17 lander in this. Yeah, that makes sense to me. And save. Especially because we have so many fetches. Like, if you fetch once, it's essentially like you're on a 16-land deck for purposes of draws after that. Alright, let's give this a shot. It could be we want Char over, like, Chain, maybe. Chain's obviously worse against red aggro decks. So, yes, we will play first. This hand's a keep. I think I'm going to wait on getting the Gitaxian Probe out there. I mean, I can't really draw anything that's that relevant here for just a red man. I guess I could draw Burst Lightning, but like Burst Lightning, like if they're an aggro deck, Burst Lightning their first play, but that doesn't seem as likely. I'll probably will do it next turn though. Not pay the mana just in case I draw into Drain. All right, blue black. All right, what do we do? Could be considering if they want to Thought Seize me or Duress me. That'd be fine, I think. Depends. If they don't have a turn 2 play, I think they save Duress. Yeah. Alright, well, again, I think I'm just going to save the Gitaxian Probe here. Because I'm not really doing anything that relevant. If they play like an artifact, I may get Probe to see if I can... I mean, I probably won't get Probe. I just cast the Manic Vandal out, but... I could also get Probe to see if I can hit a land, because I don't want to run out of land drops. So here's how I'll use Gitaxian Probe. I'll either use it like when I want to cast a really relevant spell to see if it's going to resolve, or if I'm going to not make a land drop. Just play like a Signet. Like a Signet would be stellar here for me. Alright, that's not really a Signet, so that kind of sucks. There's a 1-3. Alright, Force of Will. Okay. Oh, that's a card. Pretty good one, too. Alright, well, no need to Gitaxian Probe here. Force of Will is going to be an issue, though. Free counter magic tends to be problematic. That way I can't play around them tapping out. So I have to draw into my Drain to protect against it. Because that is the only counter spell I have. Actually, Vidillion Click. Vidillion Click would also get rid of it if I had to. But Treachery could also suck down a Force of Will as well if they tap out for something big. Just play an artifact. All right, DT. Well, I think we'll get probe, play land, flame tongue Kavu their threat, or do whatever the get probe kind of informs us to do here. So they have a force of will and ideally the best card for them at this point in time in the game. Doesn't sound like a good spot to be in for me. Though DT I think is often overrated in Cube. I'm going to go ahead and remove this from the revealed pile because my expectation is that I'm just going to go for a Git Probe next turn. Could also just get like a fast mana piece. My guess is they got not fast mana, though. They probably got a threat. That's what I would do if I were in their position, I think. I don't think I would try to just like go ham and drop something right now without the Black Lotus or something. They're trying to play the card advantage game, and they're already down a card, essentially, if they ever have to Force of Will. Okay. That hand is interesting. I think here I'm honestly just going to play the Fumarole out and say go. So they have one card. So I tap down their black mana, right? I think I like that best. Or I'm sorry, their red mana. So they can't, well, no, they're black mana. That way they can't cast out a Hymn to Turek this turn. Okay. I don't know why they're tapping that for mana. We know what they have. Do you want to untap this? No. Alright, Moto's freezing. They can Rakdos Return for 2 right now, but like that's not that bad. Okay. Alright, Rakdos Return for 2. Should go ahead and blow up their mocks here. If they want to Force of Will this, that's cool. And leave up Mana Drain, which will probably get Force of Willed. And then we're kind of back to the drawing board, but we do have the Pestermite on board. They could Force of Will this too, because I mean they are pretty reliant on having 2 sources of black mana here. Alright, they're going to go for it. They're going to pitch their Treasure Cruise. Alright. Yep. That feels good. Like, I actually like that. They just essentially countered. They pitched 2 cards to counter a Grey Ogre that would have blown up a 0-drop. So I don't think we're in a horrible, horrible spot. All right. So they're going to cast whatever they drew. I'm going to say okay to that. I have more combo pieces. I think it's more relevant than I... So they have another X in their hand plus a second X. So they're going to have... This is gone. This is gone. This is gone. This is gone. So they have one card I don't know about in hand, and then they're going to have an additional card that I don't know about in hand. They could just go for a Rakdos Return, like just go all in on it. My guess would be they're going to try to go for a Hymn to Turek here, which I'll probably counter that. So Yeah, what I can do. So the optimal line for me would be they just play out a Vampire Nighthawk, and I say, okay, go ahead. And then next turn, Treachery it, and then cast out the Fiery Confluence, blow up their mocks, and just dome them for a bunch of damage. Alright, blue. Is this an Ancestral Recall? That would be god awful. Alright, Thing in the Ice. I actually don't mind that. That's fine. Him. Him, hooray. Alright, we're definitely not going to Treachery the Thing in the Ice. So, we'll just counter this. And they have Spell Pierce in hand. Alright, counter is off of it. Actually, we could steal Thing in the Ice, huh? Thing in the Ice is not terrible. Alright, steal a Thing in the Ice. Can I do all of it this turn? I can't I? Which is pretty cool. So I can just empty my hand, which means that... Okay. Yep. Take this thing, because it can't, unless I bounce it. Which would kind of suck, but I get to empty my hand here, which is kind of nice. Because it allows me to play around the Rakdos Return, which is going to do a bunch of damage to me instead, but that's fine, I think. I just kill this thing. Yep. So we'll also make their cards harder to cast here. This means that Rakdos Return is castable for just doing 2 damage, does shock damage to me, and then Vampire Nighthawk is uncastable, and they have an X in hand. And I have a decent amount of spells in my deck that are pretty good with Thing in the Ice as well, and Bouncing Flametongue Kavu just seems like good value. So they have 2 cards we don't know about in hand. Anything I leave in hand is going to get Rakdos returned, but like I don't really mind them Rakdos returning me once I'm like out of cards. It feels pretty good. Getting them to pitch that Force of Will early to the Manic Vandal was just great. I'm kind of shocked they did it because I think their long game with Treasure Cruise would have beaten my long game. Just going up 3 cards has been very significant, and they had a lot of spells in hand to kind of build up their graveyard there. So I'm going to think, what's the best draw in my deck? I mean, like land's not even horrible because I can just, activate the Wandering Fumarole and hit him for 8, and it's a 2-turn clock. So essentially I got my opponent on a 2-turn clock right now, and I do have Thing in the Ice to bounce any nonsense they may or may not play. Obviously, if they get their TT back, it's a little worse for us, like Jace the Mind Sculptor. I guess it's not the end of the world because I can just kill Jace and hit them for 4. Like a Fire Ice, they're going to kill the Kavu. That would reduce the clock, and I think be a noteworthy and good play. Could also just actually, they could just ice because it gets them deeper in their deck, and they can possibly get the Nighthawk down. Ice the Wandering Fumarole, which is probably better. I mean, they're still going to take 4 either way if they however they do this. I mean, obviously they have the potential to take 8 on the turn after, but that's not really any more relevant than taking 4 on the following turn. Okay, so Treachery does what it does. It's just a 2-for-1 here, which is not bad. I don't really want to get Rakdos returned, so I'm just going to throw this at face right now. It's not a good use of the card. I guess it would force them to Rakdos return me, but it also makes any burn draws a little more alive off the top of my deck, which is not bad. Yeah, you can't bounce it back to me, and I will get in there for a bit of damage. And here's the other thing, like I can play around. They've already played Electrolyze. They may have Fire Ice. It felt like they were considering it there. And is 5 any different than 8? I'm going to go for it. If they kill my land, oh well. They have a card I don't know about in hand, but 2 of them are not going to kill my land. They have a bolt though that does, so that's the breaks. Yeah, because 4 is pretty decent. I mean, like 4 means that I have 2 lethal threats and any bolt in my deck kills them. Um, so yeah, or any bolt like kills like their Vampire Nighthawk. And Nighthawk really can't attack very well here. So if they dead draw, we go to game 2. Yeah, I think my opponent could have played this better. Like them pitching the force that early and getting rid of their card draw was obviously highly relevant. And facing off with a blue-red deck, you have to expect that it's going to be an attritional long game. So I think they probably, all right, well, that's still not good enough. They have to find a kill spell. Yeah, I was going to say, like, why would you even reveal that to me? I know they have that now. Do I have any artifacts in my deck? No, I don't. Against this opponent, well, there is an argument to just play like the aggro critters. Do I have any aggro? I have like Fire Drink Satyr. Grib Lavamancer is not really aggressive. Sneak attack's probably not something they can deal with once it resolves. I don't have a good payoff for it. No, we're just going to submit. Koth is interesting, though. Koth is actually just a threat, which may be good enough. I guess I do have another counter. Venser's technically a counter. He's kind of a counter. Essentially a remand in a lot of ways. Like probably a worse remand, but I guess he does 2 damage. He's like remand with a shock as opposed to drawing a card for yourself. But yeah, even without the cool combo, we're able to kind of get there. They have some interesting walkers. Well, Get Probe's a little more speculative, but does allow me to kind of understand the game state a little better. All right, this hand's pretty good. So I think I'm going to lead on a turn 1 Arid Mesa and fetch for a Steam Vents and then play Volk out to have Counter Magic up. And yeah, that feels pretty good. We know they are running a Mox, so if they have like black producing land plus Mox Jet, could get him turn 1, which would kind of be a beating. But all right, well, they led with an island, which is not bad for us. All right. I'm going to say go here. Yeah, drawing 2 fetches is going to be nice because it's going to thin the deck out significantly. Like, I'm essentially playing with a 14-land deck after fetching twice. Okay, well, now they can hand me again. But they're not going to, which is nice. Cool, man. Maybe they are. All right, they are. All right, I lose Manic Vandal and Mana Drain. That sucks. It makes my play a little more straightforward on this next turn. I'm just going to do this now because it fuels up the Jace for next turn to flip. Not that I have anything saucy in there, but hit pretty well with their him there. I would have much rather them hit mountains. They probably have creature kill for this thing, which is going to stink, but what can you do? And we're kind of hoping for the top of our deck to grant us some salvation here. All right. Well, do you have Fatal Push for a Jace of Vryn's Prodigy? Yeah, 3 fetch lands in this deck is just awesome. Like, I know I don't have a lot of ways to truly exploit it, but just the thinning factor alone and being able to play 17 lands and have a good opener is nice. All right, well, yep, ultimate price, cool, it's dead. All right, Wandering Fumarole and a go. Their mana is not looking as good this game. All right, well, they have a big creature. Yuck. That's not good for us. It's pretty bad. What is our best draw? I don't even know. So we're going to -1 it. And go up to 4 here. And the Wandering Fumarole can unfortunately not attack. Actually, do I have Mox in this? No, I don't. Ooh, Snapcaster is a solid pickup. Because Snapcaster deals with the Jace Beleren and counters whatever my opponent plays. Or they could have Force of Will in hand again. Alright, they have Force of Will hard cast now. Okay. Yeah, that him was pretty crucial. Well, it changed the shape of this game by a lot. Not that Vandal would have been great here, but it essentially like lost us a turn because it is a time walk. Okay, well I'm gonna do this and try to counter this thing. Unless they also have counter magic. And if they do, I guess their Jace is still dying. I mean, I don't know. It may even be like worth it. No, they're just gonna -1 their Jace, so I have to attack it with the Wandering Fumarole either way. They probably have Force of Will if they're considering this long and hard. This is probably worth defending. No, they don't have Force of Will. They have something else. Alright, they have a Drain of their own, but that limits them on mana for next turn. Alright, and go ahead. Yep, hopefully they can't use this. Which is why you want to do your second main, you want to cast stuff if you have Mana Drain in hand. Alright, well, unfortunately here, I think we just have to go for an attack, which is going to leave us very shields down. If they have Fatal Push, yeah, we just lose this too, which would be pretty bad. Jace Beleren. Fatal Push. Don't do it. Don't have it. Alright, they don't. I don't think. Unless they're like really slow rolling us. Obviously, it helps flip search faster, but can't do much about that. Now, if they hit red land and like Rakdos Returnus, that would be really bad too. I do want to get at least one more land out and then have Deceiver Exarch available. I don't think I'm going to attack this next turn, even though it may be smart to pressure them at this point. All right, well, Rakdos Return mana is up. And they're going to do it for, my whole hand. So actually, this makes our play easier, though. We're just going to be attacking next turn. Oh, this is fine. You drop to 4. I don't even think I stopped this. I don't know. It's tight. Like, I could attack it, but, like, the chances of them having removal on this much mana is pretty decent. I mean, maybe I just kill it anyways. But, like, it's 6 and 1/2 as the other. Like, if I kill this thing... No. You know what I do? I actually tap down their Steam Vents, I think, on their upkeep. That way, at a minimum, it's either forcing them to counter, and it's also getting it out of my hand and not allowing them to cast, like, red spells. All right, Force of Will and Augur of Bolas go to the yard. Okay. Their deck looks sick. I mean... Yeah, I'm going to do it. If we get even at this point, like casting Rakdos Return is not that great. Would you have another like ultimate price or something? Could be like a Doomblade. I don't know if Doomblade's in this though. All right, they have something. That sucks. Bounce, possibly? On 3 mana, I'm coming into a loss. Like, blink of an eye could bounce it, but they wouldn't get value out of it. This does kind of single-handedly beat Dak. They have removal? I don't know what they could be doing here. Alright, they have Murderous Cut. Alright, that sucks. Oh, we're probably going to get Rakdos Return next turn. I think that was a high enough upside play. Like, I don't think all this removal is per se great in their deck. So they have Fatal Push, Ultimate Price, and Murderous Cut. So we know they have 3 pieces of removal. At a minimum, they did put themselves below Search for His Contra range, which is nice. So they're going to deck here, go down to 20 cards in deck. Killing the Consecrated Sphinx is pretty savage. That sucks. Maybe I should have just waited in the Deceiver Exarch line. I just think that's like kind of, I don't know. It just seems kind of anemic to me. All right, tons of mana. I guess we're going to get Rakdos Return for a bunch here and then just lose our hand, which is what it is. I mean, we can't really stop that. They should draw before they cast whatever they're going to cast, though. All right, yep. I lose them. Not a huge loss. I mean, we figured that was going to happen. But I would have lost Consecrated Sphinx that way. Yeah, the Consecrated Sphinx line was definitely correct. It's the highest upside play. Are they going to Demonic Tutor, but they're not going to DAC before they do all of this? I guess their 2 cards are pretty good, but, like, maybe they just don't DAC here. I mean, if they don't DAC, then it's going to die to Wandering Fumarole. Like, I'll attack on when I'm Hellbent, because I can't even, like, pretend I have anything. And then the Search for His Content will certainly flip. I try to beat them on threat density as well. Like, their deck is not very threat dense. Saw a Thing in the Ice. What else do we see? Like, Thing in the Ice is in there. There's, you know, the 1/3 we saw last time. We didn't see a lot of good threats. They probably tutored for 1. So now they have to essentially mill themselves because they just tutored for... Oh, they're not going to? They're just going to lose their DAC? Alright. Well, DAC down. Save the Burst Lightning. It could possibly deal with something. Probably not. It is a surprise for 4 damage out of nowhere, but it's not. It doesn't really combo well with Wandering Fumarole here. Oi, oi, oi. I got to decline, man. Alright, well, Moto comes out of its fugue because it's sending me challenges. Alright, this is going to flip. So you're going to be able to sculpt their hand. They are at 8 minutes and 13 seconds, too. Like, I'm going to make them play it out. I didn't even notice that. They're at under half the time that it's taken us to play this game, and they're down a game. So, like, if they want to dirtle, I can dirtle with them. I'm down. What do they likely find here? Like, they could have found a Jace, the Mind Sculptor. That's another thing that could be happening here. But they're up to the best card in their deck they can find with Demonic Tutor, and they have, well, land they found, and then they have Search for His Content to find the next best in the top 4. They have an Impulse, essentially, on tap for 4 mana. Alright. Oh, what are we going to play here? Is this, Dude, not now, man. Jesus. Alright, Batterskull? Okay. That's what they went and found, huh? Come on, Moto, speed up. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to tie up their mana. It's not a great play, but that's what they found with... So that is their threat. That's what they found with Demonic Tutor. This is interesting. I've lost the Manic Vandal. I don't have an Abrade in the deck. Zealous... Actually, I have an Infinite Combo, so maybe... Yeah, I'm just going to buy time. I have an Infinite Combo, so, like, I mean, this is going to keep them off of... they're not going to return it either. This is going to keep them off of Search for His Content unless they want... Like, it's either Search for His Content or play Batterskull, basically, right now, until they make another land drop. That's what they DT'd for, though, so I don't suppose they can draw better threats than that. All right, they're going to replay it. If they replay it here, they're crazy. All right, yeah, I still think they're crazy if they replay it. Ooh, I don't like this. I think you had to have done this on your end step when I was Hellbent. All right, if I draw into Confluence at this point, like, it's probably just game over, right? Or I don't. So I'm going to say go. They can gain some random life here. You know, I think I'm actually going to block. Because I kind of want to, like, just continue to force them to replay this thing. And I'm not gonna kill them incrementally anymore. I'm gonna have to kill them with the combo. So what they could do here is they could search for his Kanta and try to find a fatal push. But what we want to do is just get him tapped down so they're not search for his Kanting, and it means that I could draw better. And if they play like they did last time, they'll just flip this thing back to hand and then recast it and have 1 mana floating. And if I draw Fiery Confluence, just blow them out. I'd be like, all right, cool, dude. Well, I'll at least force them to like eat up more of their clock playing. All right, they found Terminate or something. Why would they let me block first? That's so bad. Like, why would they let me block? I guess they had to. All right, well, Island go. They should search for his Kanta here. They don't. They're worried about their clock too. Land, attack, go. I'm at 15, so that's a 4-turn clock at this point. All right, and go. They're probably still not going to use search for his Kanta here just because their clock is so low. And I will ice this. If they drew a counter spell, cool. Okay. FTK would also be kind of nice. Repeal would also buy me more time. Like, I have a lot of cards that can dirtle pretty well. They're going to try to find something here. TikTok set the clock, though, right? All right, Thran Dynamo doesn't do anything. Yep. I'm going to fetch here. I don't have... Oh, come on, Moto. All right, so there are about 3 lands left in my deck. Okay. I'm going to actually firebolt this thing. I'm just trying to chew through their clock right now. Like, I mean, if they're DTing for Batterskull, like, I'm going to try to punish as much as I can. And plus, I don't feel bad. Like, I've taken, like, 8 minutes of my clock. They've taken almost, like, 23. Okay. Return that thing. Kill this thing. Cool. All right, return that thing. All right, the Batterskull. This is so trolling. Like, this deck does deal with Batterskull pretty well, huh? I didn't even think how well this thing dealt with it. All right, I will treachery your Batterskull Charm token, and you can return it to your hand. Come on, Moto, catch up. Oh, I guess I can return it at end step. You know, it doesn't matter. Okay. Okay, just stop. Don't care about mana. mana count. Get in there for 2. Okay, they repealed the token. I guess it gets them an extra card, but I mean, like, what are they going to do with extra cards right now? They may mill themselves. Okay, return the Batter Skull. They could have just returned the Batter Skull. They still own the Batter Skull, so like this play is kind of suspect. Okay, Fatal Push my thing. Cool. And replay the Batter Skull without 3 mana. Now if I draw Confluence, it'd be hilarious. You're like, all right, dude, what are you going to do? Confluence, come on, Confluence. I know you want to do it for me. All right, 3 Dynamo, so they're going to tap out. They might as well. Okay. Well, take it a hit this turn. Now there is exactly 1 land left in my hand, or deck. It's 8, 9, 10. No, I guess there's more than that. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 2. There's 2 lands left. All right, what do we got? Okay, bounce my land. That's cool. Does it up the clock? No, it does not. No, it does. They're going to bounce their own land? All right, whatever. Down to 6+6 next turn. Play on a blocker. They're going to equip up their Riftwing, but it's going to take time. I'm going to force them to do it. So they're going to win this game eventually. I don't think our outs were 0%, though. We definitely had a Fiery Confluence in this deck that was left in there that could have won us the game here. When they tapped out for the Germ, or for the Batter Skull, rather. They would have been down to, like, Riftwing Cloudscape. So they're going to play something, or they're going to try to search for his Kanta. They're going to eat into their time more. Really, all they need to do is, like, go to their turn, equip up the Riftwing, and attack. And that's game, because I'm not showing anything. Okay. I'm going to make you even attack me. I know you got me, but I'm going to make you do it because you've taken this time. So Drain, Force of Will, Mystic Confluence, DT, like Murderous Cut, Fatal Push, and Ultimate Price all removal. Let's begin sideboarding. What else do I have against artifacts? Really not much. So I think we just go ahead and submit here. I don't think I need to bring anything else in. An Ancient Grudge would be nice because it actually forces you to have 6 mana up to return the Batter Skull. Oh, actually, I guess it doesn't. No, because it doesn't resolve after the trigger. I'd love to play first. Hand's a keep. It's not fast. It's not great, but it's a keep. Go with a turn 1 tap Steam Vents, I think. Because if they want to get into a Wasteland game with me, this hand, 1, does very good against Wasteland, and 2, it's their clock, right? Alright, I'll represent Mana Drain here. Hopefully we don't get Urborg into Hypnoturric here. No. Okay, nothing. Alright, at this point, I'm just going to fetch for Volk. Because I don't want to draw more lands, really. So, Volk, go. Okay, Mox. Rakdos return me for 2. Probably discard an island and a firebolt if they did that. Okay, hanger back a walker. Let's take care of this thing. I'll wait on that. I could do that right now, but I want to leave up the Venser so I can stop a Rakdos return for 3 here. Well, Rakdos return for 4 would be a beating, but what can you do? I'm going to say okay to this. I can bolt it down next turn with the Firebolt. Okay. Alright, that's an interesting one to kill. I actually don't like that. It can't do legendaries, so it's actually a bad play, but whatever. Attack? Yeah, okay. And this is a lot of free value here, so I'm just going to play out the Kiki Jiki. I'll get a Pestermite, I suppose. And we'll kill Jace. Alright, Murderous Cut on Kiki Jiki. Cool. I mean, we figured the Kiki was going to die. It's just, this is going to eat up more of their time, and it gives us the highest upside of winning here. And they're trying to life me with 2/2s. Well, knowing their threat density, I'm just going to go ahead and blow one of these things up. And probably, yeah, we'll just attack here, tap the red man on their turn. And even that Batter Skull now, like, they're not going to clock us. And good game. All right, winter time. I'm kind of curious to see what we're drawing, though. Will it let me, or is the game... All right, well, return to details, I guess. All right, next game. Up a game. Not the coolest way to win, but hey, if you're going to take all 25 minutes and not win 2 games, it's on you, man. Their deck obviously had a lot of answers, but pretty bad threats, because like the only way they really killed with that deck was what, Hangerback Walker, which they probably brought in Batterskull. Like, Batterskull is not the best of win cons in Vintage Cube. Oh, this is fine on the draw. Yeah, I'm gonna keep. Could be really bad. I mean, if it's red deck or green deck, I want to have some burn, but Moto is going quite slow. All right, looks like it's a green deck. Come on, Firebolt off the top ropes. Okay. I'm going to get probe here. Just the upside of drawing a Firebolt. Actually, I should have fetched and then get probed first. All right, their hand does nothing. Their hand casts on a sword. And the sword I can bounce when they go for equip. Yeah. So like they'll probably go for an equip here, and I can just bounce it with the Into the Royal or whatever this thing is, Blink of an Eye. Or better yet, no, I'll just bounce the Elf. Yes, they're going to go land. Hopefully not a forest land. Perfect. All right, tap. Okie doke. And don't have drawn like a Mana Leak or something. Like your hand was pretty garbage before. All right, have that back. Nice. Just eat up their mana. This is a little greedier, but I mean, I'm a little behind. and I would like to not be behind. And if we're real lucky, we'll draw a land here, and we'll blow up their 1-drop. Yep. With the Flame Tongue Kavu. Really just hit lands, lands, lands is going to be perfect here. Alright, this thing. And actually, Fiery Confluence is not a bad card against the Torrential Gearhulk either. Yeah, Manic Vandal may not look like much. He's a Grey Ogre, but he's earning his keep right now. Alright, Freyalise into Elf. Knock out the Freyalise here. Could have used the Bolt there, and if I don't hit a land, the Bolt would have been better. But if I hit a land, all right, they have Ancestral Recall. That's a good card. That's a good one to get back with Torrential Gearhulk too. All right, Oracle Moldai with nothing on top. Well, you're gonna probably lose that. Land. All right, Flame Tongue Kavu. And take a lot. 10. Actually, yeah, the Bolt's just lethal now, so like, what can they do? They can gain life, cast a Thragtusk. Tusk is not even that good because I'll just Zealous Conscripts it and win anyways. Actually, I can just Zealous Conscripts and just win the game with Kiki Jiki, but I don't even need to show that. I could just be a value Kiki Jiki deck. I mean, I got Manic Vandal, Flame Tongue Kavu here. Kiki's pretty good with those. Yeah. Alright. Well, that draw worked out. Pretty decent. What do I do? The deck feels pretty good. Yeah, deck's great. Just run it back. Go for the. I do like. You know what I would love to build in this cube? Like, obviously I built a few blue-red decks. Wow, this hand's kind of bad. I'm gonna roll the dice. It has a lot of fetch lands, which means like the land density should be really low, and I should draw really well. And like they showed a lot of Llanowar Elves and artifacts and junk like that. So like, my thinking is like it's possible I can just blow them out with this Fiery Confluence. I mean, obviously I could just get overwhelmed. All right, Sakura, but they're out of lands in hand. Okay, so they kept a threat dense hand, but a mana light hand. Nope. And I'm just gonna keep on fetching here. I don't want to draw lands here, so I want to increase the density of live draws I have. And it's one of the cool things this actual build of this deck can do because it has like 3 fetch lands in it. We'll get Jace here. We also have Vendilion Click, so if we don't get blown out, like if they miss land drop and can't cast a relevant spell, I can Vendilion Click them and see what's going on if I need to. And I may. Like if they don't hit a land drop here, I think they're in trouble. They're going to hit a Mana Dork. Oh, Gaia's Cradle, yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. It's only 4 mana. Skull Clamp? That's a lot of cards. But they may not go for it right now because it's going to reduce their Gaia's Cradle as well. So, like, if... Shit, man. Alright, they're going to get rid of one of their dorks, which also reduces their Cradle. So I do think I have to go for a Vendilion Click next turn. They don't have an attack here. Ooh, I like this infinitely better. So I am going to find a mountain here. I think I just tap their Cradle. All right, Deceiver on Cradle. And they have 3 mana at that point. Just to limit them. I mean, I really don't want them to play another dork or 2 dorks and then like have Cradle just go off. It would have been nice to also snipe the Llanowar Elves. All right, they're going to find blue here. All right. All right, they're going to Mind Twist me for 3. Okay. All right. Well, that's rough, but I think it also was the best line of play for us. So 1 damage to each creature, 2 damage to them, and destroy target artifact. Yes. Artifact. I guess we should have kept the mountain. That was actually wrong of us. But they're down to 3 mana. Yeah, I should have kept the mountain, not the island. This plays around Wasteland a little better. Ancestral Recall, of course. Why wouldn't you have Ancestral Recall? Alright, so the deck is like a ramp bug deck. Okay, Sophie, or sort of Body and Mind. Alright, let's just get the aggro on. Hopefully their hand's just full of nothing but air. Alright, so they have a Drifter, Fraileys. We get rid of the Drifter there. I can still attack through with the Vendilion Click. So I'm going to have to try to clock, I guess. They're going to Ashiok here? Okay. Okay, so they found what a Pestermite. You know, as crazy as it is, I think I have to actually just drop this this Snapcaster here. Oop, cancel. No. This. Alright, so Mountain opposition is also interesting. This card is going to lose utility. I'm just going to do this twice. There's also a chance here that I'm just going to try to life them. So I kill Ashiok. Yeah, you know what I do? I kill the Ashiok here. I bolt. And then bolt. Attack Ashiok, attack them. And we'll see here. Do Fraileys, and then they can equip. Okay. So if I bolt this thing, I get in for 6, which makes the air lethal next turn. Yeah, I like. Nice. All right. Yeah, they were about to establish inevitability there, but we kind of tempoed them out. Got a little lucky with the that last draw there was really good because I mean it's just like all right, well now I can get through on the ground. I was thought about going to bolt the face, but I think getting them off mana and getting them off a threat equipped with a sword is probably better. Just force them to do the same thing the next turn. Hand's great. I'm gonna keep this. Play Island out. And yeah, this hand has a lot of value to it. It's got a mana drain. Got Repeal, Deceiver Exarch, which is one of half of a combo. Well, I guess FTK, as you saw. FTK has some work. I've actually attacked for lethal with FTK off of Kiki Jiki triggers a couple times this cube so far. I feel like I always draft this deck, though. Like, I don't know. Maybe the blue-red cards are so good. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should. Like, I'm going to put up another video probably before this one that I forced mono green, but like the deck was just bad. Like I went 2-1 with it, but it was not good. All right, Arbor Elf. I could just repeal that, right? Or I could just bolt it. Or you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna mana drain their turn 3 play, FTK off of it, and possibly repeal. Or like we'll figure something out. I mean, we could repeal this thing after it plays a turn 3 play with, and then kill. We'll see. Chain Lightning is also an option. Like I don't know. We're gonna figure something out. I could have repealed it there. I think it's relatively free, but okay. Feels good, man. Feels so good, man. Oh. Oh, really? Cool. Have your crappy little artifact and no mana in your hand. All right, they didn't miss land at a minimum. Which is good for them. Yeah, I don't want that. Well, you know what? No. Because they're going to play around this then. I'm just going to get it. Say go. It didn't end up being very good. But, yep. Island and go. Actually, yeah, Volk was probably smarter. Because now if I run a runner on Kiki and whatnot, tap down their green source, I think. So if they have removal, they're just going to cast it here, probably. It should be fine, I think. Okay, Clamperino. That was a good pickup. Yeah. Undo that. Just play this out. This is the second Clamp deck we played against. And any creature they play that... Yeah, we're probably going to get to flip Jace next turn. Okay, a Mezfiend. Well, do you have land? Mezfiend, don't really care what it gets. Either of my cards kill Mezfiend. This is a disruptive deck with Skull Clamp in it. If they go land, equip Skull Clamp. I'd actually rather them not play land, equip Skull Clamp. I'd rather them just take whatever they want to take. All right, take the FTK and nothing. Well, I think here we're going to go ahead and bolt the Mezfiend. Because I want to leave mana up. Okay, I will get back my card. I will draw with Jace and flip Jace at this point. Ooh. I'm going to discard this. I'm going to plus a Jace. I guess I could have repealed the clamp there. That's interesting as well because it allows me to make a land drop. And I do need one more red to get the combo online. Yeah, that was probably right. All right. I am going to repeal this, I think. Just to get deeper in the deck. Find a mountain, ideally. You can play your clamp back on if you'd like. Talk about greedy, though. Like they were all in on this Arbor Elf, finding them some lands off that clamp. Okay, clamp. And now I have instant speed removal, which is a good pickup. If I found a land, I could also steal the clamp and like use it on the Pestermite. That seems kind of bad, though. I'd rather have, I think, 2 of these things. I mean, maybe it's not bad. Yeah, actually, it's probably fine. Why are they discarding lands? Or that was me. Never mind. I'm stupid. All right. I'm gonna take the damage here. Doesn't really matter. And the downside of this line of play is if they do have a creature they can equip the clamp to, then I lose out a bit here. But what I'm going to do is attack with all, and then I'm going to use the clamp on my Pestermite, I think. Because like at this point, like the combo just wins me the game. This could be wrong, but 2 cards is a lot, and I already have kind of some good components for this. All right. The greed was real here. FTK, blink of an eye, lightning strike. Like, yeah, they're probably done. This is a better version of a blue-red deck. The only way it'd be really a lot better if it had like 1 to 2 more counter spells and a Splinter Twin. Like a Mana Leak and even a Spell Pierce. Like a Mana Leak's all right. Yes, I was gonna say, man. Like we can be gentlemen here. Mizium Mortars, I think. Well, actually, let's think here. So Grim Lavamancer is good in this matchup. Empty the Warrens, yeah. The Storm Splinter Twin combo. I still want to do that. Mizium Mortars is probably fine. It's probably better than Blink of an Eye. Blink of an Eye deals with anything though. Treachery's probably good in this matchup as well. They have a lot of Planeswalkers, but I have an infinite combo. They did not seem to have a lot of interaction. Repeal is a little slow. Manic Vandal is probably fine against the Skull Clamp deck. I do like Fire Ice. Gosh, I can't even figure out what to take out here. Vendilion Click, maybe. Maybe Consecrated Sphinx is just a big time beating. But you know, I'm gonna take the Consecrated Sphinx out. I think I just want to combo them out in this matchup. I don't think they're gonna be doing big crap, like just big silly stuff, and like Consecrated Sphinx is kind of just a big silly thing, right? And this hand's perfect against them. Like it doesn't need to draw into lands, but I mean, like it just wrecks the heck out of their like Raphaelos, like Mana Dork. Mana Drain's not a high payoff in this hand. I mean, 1, we can't even cast it, and 2, it's just kind of sitting there. Mulligan to 5 on the play. Well, we may have a 3-0 here with a blue-red Splinter Twin. Like I said, though, I do think this is like one of the best. It's one of the best like tier 2 decks. Like the tier 1 decks, like you're never gonna get right because like I definitely think that all right, perfect. Still gonna thin here. I don't need like I have time with this hand to draw more lands. I'm gonna play my Grim out. Say go. So like Splinter Twin, like it's not that hard a deck to draft, and it's always pretty D. Sorry, that thing's just dead. I mean, doesn't really matter what you take. Take whatever you like. Probably Mana Drain so they can play their next turn's play and not be disrupted. Would be my guess. Although, if they don't take mana drain, then I'm just going to leave it up. And then I can just leave this thing in play and they can attack me for 1. Or I guess if they play out Skull Clamp, I can drain that, or I can just Lightning Strike the Brain Maggot in response to Equips. Probably drain. Maybe I don't drain that. I don't know. Alright, Firebolt. Cool. Not going to exile cards yet. Oh, nothing. And his opponent's luck has not been very good. I also need to find a threat, though. Yeah, I mean, this is not really a great way to win a game, but I'm going to tap the green here, I think. Probably just start going to face here. I mean, I'll pretty much drain, I think, whatever. I mean, I have the Snapcaster now for drain. Like, this game does not feel like it can be lost. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm going to drain. Like I said, whatever. Whatever will get drained here. Alright, that's a land that doesn't tap for any mana. Do I play it? Or don't I? I think I do not. That may be too passive, but I think Conscripts against their deck is going to do more work. I already have a combo piece out. And I have the opportunity to either dome them for 2 and throw a Lightning Strike at face, Venser, whatever they play here, just to keep them continually stepping backwards on mana and in development. This hand just has a lot of options to it. So they're at 7 cards. Venser on Forest. And discard a card. Yeah, just tempo. Like, this is just savage. I could have attacked there, but I had so many options. I think leaving the Grim up was correct. All right, yeah, there we go. Like, that's good enough. All right, guys. Well, Blue-Red Splinter Twin. I think we got 0 wins with the Splinter Twin combo with the Kiki Jiki, Deceiver, Exarch, Pestermite, and Zealous Conscripts in the deck. But the deck itself was pretty sick and had a pretty good run with it. So, 3-0 with Blue-Red Splinter Twin. I think one of the... so I don't think it's the best deck. I think there are better decks in the cube for sure. But I think the probability of getting like the best versions of like Storm are pretty low. I do think Storm is probably the best deck if it has everything. Like if you got to pick up the cube and just build the deck, Storm's the best. Like you just all the power artifacts, all the mana, it's gonna win because it's just very hard to interact with and it's very quick. So like if you're trying to do a more traditional game plan, like what I was doing, like you're probably not going to be as benefited. But Blue-Red Twin just can interact on a lot of fronts. Like it's kind of an aggro control deck that has a combo out to it, so it does a good job of because it's red based of controlling the aggressive decks, which Blue-White tends to have a little more difficult time with because it really doesn't start gaining card advantage and killing little threats until like turns 4. I mean, yes, it has Plow and Path to Exile, but like those are really the only 2 examples of that. There's tons of burn, as you can see. And the other cool thing about like the red splashes is, well, it doesn't have as much utility as like white base removal or black base removal. It also goes to dome, so like you can use it just to down tempo someone like we were kind of doing that last round. Now our opponent got savagely unlucky. We got lucky, whatever you want to call it. but I don't think that was a horrible matchup for us. Like Rock, because of the raw amount of tempo, and then also because we just have a win con that can win out of nowhere. So like if they have the ability to interact with it, they just have to like generally leave up mana. They have to respect it, and if they don't, they can very well lose to it. As it turned out, a lot of our games didn't come to that. We played probably some easier games that our opponents just got unlucky in, but still very cool. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy this cube draft, and be up momentarily.